Welcome to the first TEM Coaching Chat in a long time. This one is going to be quick. It is called The Gatekeepers Are Gone. Last century, you needed permission. You needed permission for a lot of you needed permission to write a piece of music that could be purchased by a large number of people. You needed permission to write a book that would get distributed to more than just a few people. You needed permission to record an album that would be available to more than a handful of people. Those all of those things were controlled by a very small number of gatekeepers in each of those industries. The publishing industry, there were five. In the book publishing industry, there were five major publishers that were all in New York City, and they got to decide who got to write a book and who didn't get to write a book. There was hours within the music recording industry where people would decide that this person got to make an album, this person didn't, this person didn't, this person didn't, this person did. And the great news is that the gatekeepers are all gone. It's actually not true. They're not gone. They're still there. Their gate is still there, but like the walls that were leading up to the gate are completely gone, and you can just walk right around them as they throw a temper tantrum. Is basically what we've got going on now. It's really, really an exciting time to be alive. It's never been a more exciting time to be a content creator. I don't know how exciting it is to be alive during a pandemic, so maybe I would like to retract that last statement. But you know what I'm saying. As a content creator, anybody can make them. And by the way, only old people like me always talk about albums. So why an album? It could be a song. It could be 3 songs. It could be whatever. You understand what I'm saying. Anybody can record music and get it shared with the world instantly. Anyone can write a book and get it published or self-published and go to the entire world. Anyone can compose a piece for any instrumentation and get it available to everyone instantly. It's a really exciting time to be alive. And oh, by the way, the gatekeepers all used to look exactly like me. They were almost exclusively older, white, and largely American. There are obviously some examples in other countries as well. And those people got to decide who the entire world got to hear from in terms of books and music. Not ideal. We'll just say that. I'll do the super short version of that. Very much not ideal. But you don't need to wait for permission anymore. The record labels, I've been in the business long enough that the record labels had a lot of power when I first became a professional in 1999. And now there are some that offer a lot. There are some that offer absolutely nothing other than just a name. And you have to be careful as to which one you may be dealing with. There is an album that is upcoming from the Brass Recording Project that's called Cones and Tones, that was recorded by myself and Lance LeDuc on euphonium and JD Shaw on horn and David Cutler on piano. And JD wrote all of the music. We recorded it ourselves. We are editing it ourselves. We are distributing it ourselves. We have no label, and we don't want a label because there's nothing that a label would offer us in terms of what our specific goals are for this project. It used to be not that long ago. I'm talking 20 years ago, and sometimes a lot more recently, that the Tuba Workshop that put on Pedal Note Media Academy at the very end of February, the list of us was amazing. Roger Bobo and Patrick Sheridan and Carol Yonch and Deanna Swoboda. I mean, people from all over the place here. That kind of a roster that we had would have cost thousands of dollars to put together, and we either would have had to have charged an insane amount of money per person, or we would have had to we would have had to have been at a conference, right? A conference which would have been associated with an organization where people would have to pay dues, and then there's application processes and all of this. We decided that we wanted to have a tuba workshop. We reached out to the people ourselves. We hired them, paid them. We found the platform ourselves. We did all of it by ourselves, and we didn't need a university to say, yeah, you can host, but these are the hoops that you have to jump through. And we have to have our faculty involved if you're going to use our facilities. And so they have to be there. None of that. We just hosted our own conference, which was this huge success. And we did a scholarship drive that enabled, I don't even remember what the number was. It was like 150 people to attend completely for free that otherwise would not have necessarily been able to negotiations with the people we were partnering with about, is that going to undercut, etc. Because we were who we were partnering with. We called all of the shots. In terms of a book, I haven't even announced this anywhere yet, but I called The Entrepreneurial Musician. I'm kind of out of really creative ideas, so I'm just recycling them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually doing it for a reason. But I have joined an Akimbo workshop, which is called Writing in Community. And I'm 5 days into this, and there's like this thing where you show up every single day in 5 dailies, as they're called, where I'm writing this book in public within a cohort of 17 people. And there's like, geez, there's over 20 cohorts, because I am cohort 20, and I don't think I was the last one. And anyway, long story short, by the time this workshop is over in 6 months, I'm going to have a book. I'm going to show up for 15 minutes every single day over these 6 months. This workshop is even going to help me to format it for Kindle. It's like it's like a soup to nuts. Like if you show up every day and you do everything that they say and you help each other, then you will end up with a book and they hold your hand even through the self-publishing process. I don't need to ask any academic publishers who then are going to want to change my title, or going to want to change my cover, or going to want to make it longer or shorter or whatever. Not that a professional editor couldn't possibly make the book better, but I want to be in control of this thing. And the point is that I don't have to ask anybody for permission to write the book or what to call it or what goes in it. I'm just writing a damn book. So that's really exciting. Here's the bad news. Chances are that 99% of your formal training was geared towards getting chosen. 9 of all college music programs are still focused. I think it's a lot higher than 95%, but I'm being kind. Focused on getting you to excel at things that will help to get you by others. And reminder, by the way, that the vast majority of college music curriculums were written before the internet was invented. Let that sink in for a second. Some of them have been very superficially tweaked. Many of them have virtually not been touched since before the internet was invented. And yeah, just buyer beware on a lot of that. Just realize that you've got to fill in all the gaps to your education on your own, in spite of all the money that you're paying. So you just need to know that. So it's great and a lot of the skills will help you not only get chosen, but also, go your own path, make your own map. But here's the thing that I want to explicitly encourage you is that you don't have to wait to be chosen anymore. In fact, the math says that you shouldn't wait. That's a topic for another day that I will talk about that again. But right now, I am giving you permission to just go and do it, whatever it is. Just go and do it. You need to try, you need to fail, you need to tweak it, then you need to repeat, right? Try, fail, tweak it, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. That is the important part. And that's what I'm doing with this book in this Writing in Community workshop. That's sort of albums. That's what I've done with the podcast, live streaming. The thing I'm using right now, Caster, to live stream to a couple of places on Facebook and to YouTube. You might be watching on any of those places right now. It says it's user friendly, and it actually, I think, is user friendly for what it does. This tuba player, who's relatively tech savvy, for somebody who's 45, I'm very tech savvy. For someone who's actually tech savvy, I'm not. But it was not tech savvy. But I figured it out. Like I figured it out through a lot of trial and error. So I'm giving you permission. Just go and do it. Just go write a book. And then even if nobody buys it, just go write a book. Go host your own workshop. Go host your own. And it doesn't have to be a big workshop with like 6 world famous musicians on your instrument or in your subject matter, in your area of expertise. You can just like host like a workshop that's like just you for an hour, and like one person shows up, or give it away to 10 people for free to that wouldn't be able to afford it otherwise, to get practice doing these things. don't wait to be chosen. And that is what so many of us do. Because I think of our upbringing, where it's not like they tell you that you can only wait to be chosen, but so much of the curriculum is geared towards that. That I think that it's that I know I inferred, and I think a lot of people infer from that that's the best route, and it's not. It's more fun than waiting to be chosen, and it gives you a greater chance to make a living as a musician as well. So the gatekeepers have been completely minimized. Take advantage of that, and yeah, just go do your thing. Last thing, which is completely off the subject of gatekeepers, is that I am honored to say that I was reelected to another 3-year term at the board of directors of the Mockingbird Foundation, which is this amazing foundation that we have given out grants in all 50 states, totaling over $1.8 million for music education, particularly for underserved populations. And we also just added, we had a huge influx of talent, added 7 brand new directors, including, I'm looking forward to getting to know all of them, but including 3, Kurt, Colleen, friends of mine who are insanely smart and talented. And I really can't wait to see where things go with the Mockingbird Foundation from here. So I just wanted to give them a little shout out and to say how lucky to be able to serve the Mockingbird Foundation for another few years. I think that's going to do it. If you have any ideas for me for a TEM coaching chat or a TEM episode or anything like that, please go ahead and email me through the website, tem.fm, or you can always message me through, well, there's like 9,000 places. tem.fm, hit contact. That will get right to me for sure. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good day. Peace.